you. And additionally, wow, basically 9 hatcheries. So 9 hatcheries, 3 gas, not a good situation. And it looks like he's setting up for another hatchery in that upper left-hand corner. 815 is going to be in a position to just absolutely pump units here in just a minute. He's going to have a ridiculous ground force. And that Corsair, it looks like it's going to get taken out again. 815 also doing a fantastic job in that regard. And it looks like Much is pushing up. He's thinking about sending a task force here with that Reaver just on the ground, it looks like. But that Zergling does have it scouted out. That Scourge going to get killed as that Corsair pushes back. And we'll see if he decides to push out now. Really, he needs to. He needs to do something, and putting even more gateways down. This is going to come down to some massive battles here. And I really got to give it to 815, though, because he's just got a huge economic advantage here. Only, again, that single Corsair out in the field really hasn't done any harassment, hasn't killed any Overlords. I don't even remember if he got that one inside the base. Much, in the meantime, trying to get that, as you can see, that Reaver Force, but he doesn't want to engage them on the ground. Now that speed upgrade is going to essentially assure that those that Corsairs really can't do anything. I'm surprised that Much didn't continue to pump Corsairs. It looks like he's just going to go on the ground. He's going to go with a Dragoon Reaver Force on the ground, which, again, surprises me. We'll see if he's successful with that, but really, honestly, I doubt it. And Hive Tech now pushing for A15. A15 is going to have Hive Tech before Much even pushes out with an attack. And Zergling still actually looks like Hydralisks that were burrowed, scouting in the meantime out in the front and just kind of spread out. And as you can see, that large roaming Hydralisk force kind of out in the field. So Much now starting to push out. Looks like he's planning to go for the main. Now pushing back. He thinks he's doing this essentially in the dark. And this has been really effective for basically Protoss players, I should say, have been really kind of negligent as far as their scouting of going. And wow, 815 getting out just in time there very carefully. But what Much is kind of relying on is better macro. He's basically saying, I can out macro you, 815. I can keep these Reavers behind the Dragoons, behind the Zealots, and just ham your Hydralisk force, and you're not going to be able to deal with it. And a single Zergling once again spotting out that large force. And yeah, Much is going to go for a push on the main. He's got to do it now, because otherwise it's just going to get out of control for him. He's not going to be able to keep up macro management wise. 815 going for a flank to kind of delay this. He was hoping to catch those Reavers in back, but it looks like he's going to have to back off this Hydralisk force a little bit. But he is catching those Reavers out of. He is able to pick off a couple Zealots there, and maybe a Dragoon there before. And basically, he's just trying to slow Much down as he gathers forces up, because he wants to make sure he can get a pincer attack in. He's leaving his base a little bit vulnerable in the meantime. I think he's basically relying on the fact that 815 isn't going to push an attack. And 815 is pushing an attack right now, catching Much entirely out of position. This is just too many Hydralisks to just stop with just reinforcements. As you can see, now he's pulling back, and he's going to be able to get that forge. That's going to stop weapons too, which is absolutely huge. He might be able to get the secondary as well. Hydralisk pushing for that ramp, and Much has not blocked that ramp. Even if he did, it looks like 815 is going to go for that secondary. He's probably going to be able to get that Nexus down before these Reavers get back. He does get the Nexus. 815 in a very strong position now. Wow, 2 bases versus I think 7 now. Actually looks like, yeah, 7. So starting at the 9 o'clock position as well, and that force gets killed, but just an attack force. Those Reavers, that's very dangerous, leaving those Reavers kind of vulnerable out in the field like that. Zergling's pushing up for A15. Much needs to get those Reavers back in the protective cusp, and some Lurkers out as well. He needs to get them back in the protective course. This is the problem when they're not in shuttles. They lag behind. It looks like A15 is going to be able to push up on those. Oh, it looks like he has managed to get them back in the fold. As you could hear the crowd panicking there as well. That would have been absolutely disastrous. But now Much, as you can see, he's way behind economically. He's way behind as far as production's going. He has to rebuild a lot of units, and now Hive Tech is already up. Queen's Nest is down. 3 evolution chambers down, and you're in a situation with basically a 4 or 5 gas Zerg. I have a hard time telling on my minimap. It doesn't look like 815 actually did expand to that 9 o'clock position. He just had a Zergling burrowed there, but still in an economically dominant position. He's just going to be able to pump unit. He's going to hit 200 psi before I think Much is already at 100, but he's just going to be in a huge position, upgrades wise and otherwise. It looks like he's already at level. I think on my screen it's hard to tell. It looks like he's at level 2, where we have level 1 weapons only for Much. It might be 0-0. It's kind of fuzzy when I watch this in Windows Movie Maker itself, but it's easy to process afterwards. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, he's gathering up to the upper right corner. Now he can just play the contain game. He can just starve Much out for resources, continually throw units at him. The only thing I'm worried about is he should keep some Scourge at that bottom, basically the south, because Much could still go for a drop with those Reavers. And now it looks like 815 is actually going to go in for another attack, bringing a lot of Lurkers in here underneath. Lurkers do manage to burrow. Looks like they got about 5 down, and now Zergling's pushing in from the top. And this is actually going to work out, I think, too Much's favor. I don't think, 815 is backing off. He kind of ran directly. He wanted that in reverse. He really wanted the Lurkers to be burrowing down on the Zealots, on the Dragoons, and he wanted the Hydralisks and the Zerglings to be engaging the Reavers. on the opposite end. Unfortunately, ended up the exact reverse. He ended up having those lurkers basically getting hit by scarabs before they could even burrow. And in the meantime, the large kind of fodder units were running right into the units that were basically supposed to absorb the fodder units. So Much actually setting them up very well. Now pushing forward with that observer here and just circling scout force. So he's going to once again try to break the main here, but I just don't think he's going to have enough units. Even if he does manage to break through initially, I think, yeah, as you can see, look at the amount of units that are streaming across the map for 815. I think he can take care of this with just backup units alone. He's already got 12 lurkers kind of bearing down the front. Now he's going to once again, it looks like he's going to go for another attack at the main here while Much's units are out of position. And once again, I think it's the same problem as before. I don't think the reinforcements are going to cut it. But now he's he's going to push in. He's got those dragoons out in front, exactly where he wants them. Actually, I should take it back. Dragoons really are good against lurkers. So pushing there, as you can see, taking the lurkers out. And now it looks like they're wandering to the north. So he's going to try to take out as many hatcheries as possible. In the meantime, it looks like though the main is getting crashed down on Much. So a lot of happening all over the map. Now Dragoon, it looks like he's going to lose that secondary as well. So Much, even though he might be able to take this base here, wow, actually no, the observer down. So if any lurkers actually end up going burrowed in that location, he's not going to be able to push that force in. That was absolutely huge by 815. It looks like he might be able to take a second nexus down there. Those lurker eggs, man, that's going to be the difference here. And as you can see, some sunken colonies going down. A lot of sunken colonies going down for 815. He just has to weather this attack, and he's going to be in a strong position to take this map down. He's actually already in a strong position to take this down. He's already taking out the gateways here. The main is looking very thin. That secondary, and as you can see, catch Much right as he was trying to expand. Much was going to push expand. Looks like he's got another observer there, so he's going to be able to push this attack. He's going to be able to at least take a hatchery though of 815s, which is, I mean, it's kind of a drop in the bucket though comparatively. But Much not continuing to press that attack in. It looks like he's been a little distracted out in the field in general. It looks like 815 is going to be able to hold his main. In the meantime, he's completely destroyed the production of Much having to bring his units back to try to get that Zerg force out of his base. He's basically stopped Much from expanding. So he spitting a little bit there. Sorry about that. Got a little too excited. Yeah. But as you can see, Much's base completely breached. So 815's macro just really, wow. As you could see, just expanding right at the beginning, taking a huge economic lead, and then just pounding Much with huge units. Now crashing down, catching 2 Reavers. Looks like he's going to be able to catch 4 Reavers there. 5 Reavers are down, and that was the backbone of Much's attack force. Without those Reavers, he's not going to be able to stem the tide. He's not going to be able to hold this off. And you can see the look on his face. He's like, basically, that was all I had left. So 815 is going to be able to knock this game down. I believe that is going to win the game for KTF. And now it looks like the Filer Tech is up. Not that 815 needs it at this point. So now it's just a cleanup force going in to take out what's left of the main. I don't think there's even a gateway left for Much. Much is just flabbergasted here. You cannot let 815 expand like that, my friend. So he's trying to catch up, or trying to keep up, I guess, in the long-term economic game instead of putting on early pressure. And Much GG's. And 815, yeah, looking very impressive with his big macro style. And Much just, wow, yeah, just could not stop the onslaught, the constant onslaught of units. I think Much might have been able to take the game down had he gone some gateways instead of that third nexus initially, because he could have gotten a couple zealots out into that upper. I thought he had that scouted in the upper left-hand side of the map there. But anyway, it looks like he decided to go for a straight-up macro, and 815 punished him for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Once again, check out Vilatech. That's where the duels and the triples are. And of course, vote for the commentary of the week. Right now, I think mine versus Jadong is leading. However, be careful because, you know, maybe there's a rogue group of 50 people that have gathered up and they're all agreed to vote on the last minute or something like that. And they're like, we're going to all vote it up. So go ahead and vote there and post your comments. And if you haven't seen commentary of the week 1 and 2, check those out. Fantastic games. They've been great thus far, really. And you guys have been voting very well. I've been very impressed. Also check out Tasteless at gomtv.net. I believe that is a link. I have it bookmarked, so yeah, gomtv.net. And check out all of Tasteless's commentaries there. And yeah, part of the Intel Classic. There have been some fantastic games, and of course, just tell all your friends about that website and just spread the word. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, thanks for listening. And yeah, it looks like KTF wins the day out. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Bye.